All right, we're back. We're on page 114 of math analysis. We are learning or talking about or using the law of cosines right now. We're solving oblique triangles. Those are triangles that don't have a right angle. So trig still applies, but you got to apply it in different ways. So either the law of sines or the law of cosines. Law of sines we talked about extensively, and now we're up to the law of cosines. So let's see if we can use it. So here we have completely solve the triangle with a given side measure. So you can tell right away this is not a law of sines problem because you don't know any of the angles. And to use the law of sines, you need an angle side pair. Like we would need A and A, B and B, C and C. One of those has to happen. We don't have any of those. This is a law of cosines. So this is definitely side, side, side. All right. So what you might choose to do, it depends on how you want to deal with this. I'm going to, so I'm just going to write down the law of cosines, I guess. I'm going to say that a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of a, right? And then you can solve this, and you would get that the cosine of a equals, so it's a squared. I'm going to subtract the b squared, subtract the c squared, divide by negative 2bc. And then I would do the inverse cosine. So a is the cosine inverse of a squared minus b squared minus c squared over negative 2bc. Okay, so let me indulge me for a second as I highlight some things, like literally. So what happens here when you're using this is that this and this will be the same. And then this and this will be the same. And then this and this will be the same. I mean, they're like different. One of them's an angle and one's a side, but that's always going to happen. So because that always happens, if I want to find b, for example, I'm going to do the inverse cosine of, so it's going to be b squared minus a squared minus c squared over negative 2ac. And you can see again, so I don't know what my color scheme is here. A and A, B and B, and then C and C. So you're supposed to like make use of patterns that you see in math. When you're learning math, make use of patterns. So I see a pattern here, I'm going to use it. And then I might do it again. So if you use the law of cosines once, use it twice, I'm going to do something even weirder. I'm going to use it 3 times, because if I use it 3 times, I can then check and see if my angles add up to 180. And like, it makes sense that they should. They should conceptually make sense. If I do 180 minus the other 2 angles, then like they're guaranteed to add up, but it doesn't really mean that I did the problem right. So that's just being picky. Like there's no real reason to do that. So now I'm all calculator on this. So I'm just gonna use a calculator. And what I might do, in fact, let's see. So I'm gonna start a new problem. So doc4 enter gives me a new problem. Calculator, I'm in degree mode. If I wasn't, I'd be pressing doc7 change from radians to degrees, enter, enter, or you can just click if you have a CX2. I think that's harder to do. So I think it's easier to do doc7. All right, I'm gonna store these. So A is 14, B is 9, and C is 10. So angle A, so what should I'm gonna say it's like angle A, AA, I don't know, is gonna be the inverse cosine of A squared minus B squared minus C squared over negative 2 BC. And I'm gonna press, oh gosh, I'm gonna press Control Enter, get a decimal, because like what? Okay, so I have this. Angle B is going to be the inverse cosine of b squared minus a squared minus c squared negative 2a times c. The multiplication there is mandatory. If I do AC, it thinks it's a different thing. So I have to do a times c and Control Enter, and then angle C is going to be the, so I'm like typing it every time, but the faster thing to do would be like paste this down. Really, I should have pasted the entire thing here. So it's angle C. So this will be C. I'll change this to a B and change this to a B. Control Enter. Now, the reason I wanted to do it 3 times, which is annoying, admittedly, is now you can just use the var key to angle A plus angle B plus angle C, and they should add up to 180. And they do, so we probably got it right. So it just gives you like additional checks. So I'm gonna write these down. I'll switch, should I switch back? All right, I'm gonna switch back. Then on my computer, I'm gonna look at my calculator, but you're gonna be able to watch me write, I guess. That's the game plan. Hopefully it works. Okay, so here, let me switch back so I can see this. Angle A is 90, who writes with a highlighter? 94.780 degrees. Angle B, 39.838 degrees. Angle C, 45.382 degrees. And there you go, that completely solves it. So there's two more on this page. Debatable. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut the video here, and I will come back in the next video and I will do the rest of those problems. So I will see you there. We're gonna finish this page.